So guys, we did it. We reached 250,000 subscribers.
Alright guys, listen up. I'm torturing myself. Hello everyone and welcome back to GameTalk, where we talk about games, new and old. And today, I'm pissed off. 2018 was a good year for the most part. I graduated from school, turned 18 years old, and best of all, the Skull Trooper came back to the Fortnite store. But I'm still pissed off. My year is now ruined because of the game that we're reviewing today. We haven't had any game make the bad list yet. WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth came close, but still human me enough to make the game somewhat enjoyable. Today, however, no. Just no. I mean, what can I even say about this? The fact that this actually exists boggles my mind as it is. Movie or television show tie-in games are usually not that great. They're good at best. But who thought it was a good idea to make a video game off Little Britain? First of all, I love Little Britain. It's definitely not the best show in the world. Looking at it from an outside perspective, it's quite shit. But it's one of those shows that doesn't care how racist, sexist, homophobic, or generally offensive the show is. It's just a bunch of sketches with different characters played by the same two people who don't mind cross-dressing. I could compare it to something like South Park, but with no set story and set in Britain. Or as a matter of fact, some sort of little version of Britain. When I looked at this, I thought to myself, how? How can you make a video game out of this?
Because what happened was this whole thing happened, what I didn't even know nothing about, because Ashley Kramer's been going around saying that Samantha's brother smells of mud, but anyway, Shab never even stole no car, so Shab!
Vicky. But then you look at how much this game is worth, and I think that speaks for itself. Trying to research the developers of this game was hard enough as it is, but the only game that I managed to find that the developers of this game have also created was a game called Clever Kids Dino Land, which I can't even find reviews for. And all the reviews I did find for Little Britain, the video game, really didn't show much good about the game. The only good thing that has come out of it so far is that the fact that Matt Lucas and David Williams, how do you say that, are voicing the characters from the show in the game. Even the narrator Tom Baker from the show stars in the game. But can voice acting really change anything about the game or its gameplay? Quite frankly, I didn't even want to sit through this to find out, because I was afraid that it would have ruined one of my favorite shows of all time. Now, let's forget what the review said, and let's go in this game with an open mind. You ready? No? Me neither. Let's do this. I genuinely got scared starting this game up. The CD drive seemed to sound like an A380 Airbus taking off. It doesn't sound like what a disk drive sounds like. Just listen. This is the raw sounds coming from my PC. Even on the PS2, it's ridiculous. Sure, it's not a 2-litre Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution AMR like the PC, but for a PS2 which is relatively silent as it is, making these noises is odd. But that noise coming from my PC disk drive makes me feel like it'll explode. Great, off to a fantastic start, and now I feel anxious to the fact that while I play this game, this is happening in the background.
Britain, 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 cultural capital of the world.
Okay, it's nice to see the narrator from the show is making an appearance here with a remix track to the original theme. Okay, tour. Wait a second. The back of the game clearly stated that there were 8 games to choose from, but there's only 7. These games better be extensive and long enough as it is, because there doesn't look like there's a lot of playtime here.
Skate Vicky through the park and collect as many CDs as you can.
Oh god, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, but new, but yeah, but go.
Oh, I think I'm gonna throw up. Wait, how do I go forward? I'm fucking confused. So in this level, you're supposed to go through a park on roller skates 2 times, picking up CDs and doing tricks to gather up enough points to move on. First of all, what? Why is this a minigame? It's referencing a 2-minute sketch where Vicky struggled to use her roller skate in a park while trying to hit on some guy. Could they not think of anything else for a minigame with Vicky in it? Second of all, these are the worst controls in any game ever. I've never played a game with more clunky and unresponsive controls. Wolfenstein 3D controls way better than this, and that was created in the early 90s. Moving from each different lane and jumping takes the game about a whole second to register that you press that button. But that's if you're lucky. Most of the time you're pressing the buttons on the D-pad, but nothing happens. I can appreciate the references to the lines that the characters say in the show, but in reality, what does that do for the gameplay? Exactly. Nothing at all. And you eventually hear those same lines be repeated over and over and over again, which makes you want to get the game and slaughter it. This is absolute garbage. It's not fun to play. Not even that, it's annoying to play. I'd rather watch Allier videos non-stop or some shitty Ark Survival Evolved YouTuber. I'd much prefer doing those things than play this. And great, I actually have to finish this level to play the other levels. I honestly struggled to sit through this, especially with this going on in the background. After you finish the level, you'll be created with a cutscene. Well, not really. It's more of a compressed scene straight from the show. I think that it's okay that they use scenes from the show, but why this? Why this clip? They could have used the actual scene from the show that this level's referencing, but no. Oh, I have to pick my name for the high score, do I? Here. TGIW. No, that doesn't stand for thank God it's Wednesday. It actually stands for this game is wank! Okay, let's move on to the next one, shall we? In stage 2, you get to play as Andy, which is the bloke who claims to be a paraplegic to his friend Lou. Okay, the last stage had a really dumb reference with imagery that made me want to swan dive through a door. But this time the level actually had a really good reference. It's referencing that episode where behind Lou's back, Andy goes off the diving board and gets back into his chair. Good reference, but does that make the gameplay any good? What do you think? This is also a mess. The controls are still garbage, but instead of actually walking yourself to the diving boards, you have to keep tapping X until you reach them. What is this, GTA? I did this so much that my thumb was fucking sore. In terms of diving, I don't know how you can make it any worse. See these tricks here that the game tells you to do? Forget them, they're useless, because most of the time they won't work. The animations are as stiff as my shit, the character model barely moves, and the diving off the top board is useless, because you can dive off the first board and get the exact same amount of points and moves that you would if you were to dive off the top board. And if you dived off the top board, this can happen.
Andy, how did you get up there?
I fell.
What a kerfuffle.
Oh, and you want to know the worst part about this? Lou and the employee of the swimming pool have a conversation with about a 15-second loop. That means all the time that you are getting out of the pool to dive again, you hear the exact same lines over and over and over again.
It's relatively kerfuffle free.
Shut up, Lou. I got the biggest kerfuffle here. I don't have access to the Tsar bomber, so I can nuke this thing. 2 levels in so far and I feel as if I'm getting tortured. When I failed these stages, I didn't really want to continue as the game literally annoyed me. Also, where is everyone else? You can see that in the pool there is no one there, and in the show you could see people walking in the background. At least have a 2D image or something. It's so bland and boring. One of the weirdest parts about this level is the cutscene. They literally just grabbed a random scene with Lou and Andy in it. I mean, they could have put the scene that they were referencing. It would have made perfect sense here, but they didn't. I have no words. What the hell? Oh, what happened here? What do I do? Nothing's happening. The game crashed, and I didn't save. Which means I'll have to do this again. Okay, 2 levels in and I want to jump out my window. But stage 3, oh my god. Let me ask you something. Do you like Pac-Man? Okay. Do you like Little Britain? Okay. Well, here. This is fucking horrendous. It may look like a reskin version of Pac-Man, but it's the worst reskin of Pac-Man that I've ever seen and heard of. The controls? Shit. The sound effects? Shit. The setting? Shit. And tell me why the camera's zoomed in and not like in Pac-Man where you can actually see where the enemies are coming from. This then means when you have a few missing biscuits, you're gonna have to go on a road trip to find the bloody things. The camera angle sucks and it's very likely that you'll just walk straight into a death trap. 3rd level, and the controls are absolute dog shit for all of them. In this level, half the time you won't even turn when you want. This is nothing but a blatant rip-off of Pac-Man. Why does the cutscene not feature the character you just played as? Like, was there any effort put into this? Can I play something else now? In stage 4, what the fuck? Okay, this level is pathetic. In this level, you hit frogs and don't hit any of the ornaments. That's it. First a rip-off of Pac-Man, now a digital version of Whack-A-Mole. This was the quickest and easiest level out of all of them. It doesn't even try to be hard. Also, who is this character? I don't even remember the character from the show. There was 0 effort put into this level. It takes about a minute to finish and it's not in the slightest challenging or hard. I can't be asked for this game. What's the next level then? Okay, stage 5. Oh god. Just take a second to appreciate the graphics here. This game was made in 2007. 2007. Let's compare this game to other games that came out in 2007. Assassin's Creed. Little Britain. Super Mario Galaxy. Little Britain. Halo 3. Little Britain. Okay, in this stage... Is this even a reference to the show? In this stage, you're a cross-dresser, and you're playing soccer against a bunch of kids. Watch out FIFA and PES, because Little Britain the video game is gonna make you step your shit up. This level has awful physics. The AI has less brain capacity than Crash Bandicoot, and the only good thing I can say about it is whatever this is. Is this game a horror game? Because I think I just shot myself! The biggest problem of this level is the depth perception. You can't tell how high you're gonna kick the ball without using trial or error. The wind system's a joke, because half the time it won't even affect the way the ball moves. And the fact that you hear the same voice lines after the keeper save that drives me fucking fucking mental. Ready for something absolutely terrible? I don't care. You're now gonna play a shit version of Tetris where you stack 3 of the same items time and time again until you fill a meter. So then you can vomit on everyone. Yeah, why do you think I don't want to carry on? I refuse to talk about this stage for any longer, so let's go on to the next one. For fuck's sake, you're now attacking gay people and collecting gay magazines, and you have to do it twice. This is fucking pathetic. Surely they could have thought of something else for this. This is a just as annoying version or an even more annoying version of the first level because the hitboxes are fucked. The movement is exactly the same. It's so clunky and unresponsive. This last level annoyed me more than the other stages. I was so done with the game that the unresponsive and clunky controls kept pissing me off. Oh, you know how I mentioned in the previous levels, the voice lines would repeat themselves? Well, when you attack the gays, Dafford has 3 voice lines. 3. And there are a lot of gays you come across. Even the obvious stereotypes that the gays you come across show at this point aggravated me. This level is a mess and the developers at this point couldn't care less. Actually, it seems like they couldn't care less in the beginning. How did Sony approve this? Who thought this was a good idea? Why am I playing this? It was at this point where I couldn't be bothered with the game anymore, so I set fire to it. And that's it. Yeah, that was a big game, wasn't it? I would say I'm disappointed that they lied on the back cover of the game saying that there are 8 levels even though there are 7. But I'm really not disappointed. I struggled to get through the last couple levels as it was. I don't know if I could bear another one. Maybe there's some secret way to get the 8th level, such as completing all the other levels on hard, but I doubt the developers of this game had the brain capacity to code that into the game. I even tried researching it. I could not find this 8th level, so I guess they lied. There is a challenge mode where it's just the same missions with specific objectives, but the game tortured me enough as it was, so I was not going to try it. And that's all the gameplay you have in this game. Yep, that's it. And guess how long it took me to finish the game? 40 minutes. Yep, 40 fucking minutes, and I was left being pissed off. Don't play this game for yourself because it'll piss you off too. This is not one of those bad games that humor the player because how bad they are, such as Skate 3 and Smackdown Shut Your Mouth. It's aggravating, and I'll tell you right now, the worst game I have ever played. You can get this game nowadays off eBay for $4, and I'll tell you right now, it's not worth it. Go spend that money on fucking Maccas or something. It's way better than this shit. If you saw this in a retail store, you would not think this game would be fun. This game isn't just not fun, it's barely playable. The visuals and the soundtrack is appalling. The only thing that's good about this game is the references to the show. And does that affect gameplay? Of course it doesn't. In conclusion, this game is terrible. It makes the bad list and gets a 0.5 out of 10. Fuck this game, I hope I never see it again. Alright, thank you all for watching me trying to talk about the worst sack of shit that I've ever played. This game was honestly disgusting. If you liked this video, drop a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe with notifications turned on to see my future uploads, and share this video around with as many people as you know. Let's get this channel out there, and I'll see all of you in the next one. See you later.